Let's have a conversation. Tell me what you think about the issues of the world. What kind of spice you wanna be? Tell me where you wanna travel. Do you believe in luxury? What's your hidden passion? What makes you so unique? Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole.
Today on Conversations with Nicole, we're talking with international recording artist Jonathan Butler, who will be performing at the Tallahassee Night of Inspiration event on Friday, September 15th at FAMU's Lee Hall Auditorium.
Jonathan, you've been a musician for quite some time now. I want to ask you, what musicians did you listen to as a youth?
Oh, I listened to a lot of musicians such as Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, George Benson, Old Clue, Herbie Hancock. Growing up, the Jackson 5. A lot of American R&B, jazz. Yes.
And you do some jazz, some R&B, some gospel. I remember you from the mid to late 80s, songs such as Sarah, Sarah.
Yes,
so those were the songs that I kind of came up in and around. And, your voice is just so smooth and, just easy to listen to. But you seem to kind of transition into more gospel and more of a spiritual genre of music.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
The transition, first of all, was rather seamless because most people that know Jonathan Butler probably didn't know that I'm a born-again Christian, so they didn't know that. So, and that's okay because this is sort of a lifelong journey of prayer to get to this point, and not really flirting with the idea of just trying to do something new, but rather that it be a God releasing me to do this, and this is really what's in my heart to do. This is really who I am. I am a spiritual person, and I just really did not really want to make this let me see what this is, and then get tired of it tomorrow. So this is it's a calling. It's a life calling for me. And it's also called walking in your purpose. I'm just kind of walking in my purpose in this season of my life. I'm just walking in my purpose, and of course I get to do jazz, and I get to do R&B music. I get to do quite a bit, and to be honest, it's not for everybody. We're not all called to do to serve in church. Some of us are really called to serve outside of the church. So that's really my calling in life.
What is music to you? What does music mean to you?
Music to me is salvation. It's freedom. It's joy. It's pain. But music has always been a comfort to me. A safe place.
They say music is a universal language, and music does have a way of bringing people together.
Oh, absolutely. Music brings people together, and that's amazing to me. That's amazing to me because that's the power of it. That's the power of it. It unites. It's a positive message, and it's a vehicle that that even politicians don't get to use, don't get to experience. And I think even right now, what we're dealing with in Houston, I believe that music can be that voice to uplift people during this time, to bring people together,
absolutely,
to speak on it, to bring healing through it, and to unite everybody to really, make a difference.
Yeah, I see music as healing as well, and I think that in times like this, as it relates to the storm in Houston and just a lot of the things that are happening in the world, we could use some healing right about
Yeah,
now. Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's been my salvation growing up. And
again, you've been doing this for quite some time, since the mid-'80s, in terms of recording albums and whatnot. You have, more than 20 albums that you've done.
Yes.
Is there some advice that you would give some young musician that's wanting to get involved in the business? Is there anything you would tell them?
Well, if music is what they call to do, then they must pursue it with all their heart, I'm a life student of music, and I think for young people going into this, everybody has a different motive and reasons for getting into it. I think this is a calling for me, and I hope it's a calling for those who are pursuing it, so that they can pursue it with all diligence and commitment and devotion.
More from Jonathan Butler in a moment.
What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment musically?
I don't think I've reached that point yet. I think, it's nice to, I think for me the accomplishment is sitting on an airplane and a Lufthansa flight from LA to Germany, and have the flight attendants recognize who you are because they love your music. I think that's pretty cool,
That is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool that somebody in Germany likes my music, So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, is there anything musically that you haven't done that you'd like to do?
Oh, there's lots. There's lots. I mean, I'm still digging up. I'm still digging for concepts and ideas, and we are artists, and so part of our evolving is reinventing ourselves continuously, and finding new music and finding new rhythms and finding new ideas, collaboration. So we are ever growing, and that's very important.
Any collaborations that you'd like to have?
Well, I'd love to. I'm obviously always thinking about artists that I'd like to work with, from here to work in the States and in Africa. So, you'll soon find out who they are. I'm always thinking about that. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's talk about the last album that you released. I believe the title is Free.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the selections on that album.
That album was really very special. Songs that stand out to me is the title track, and also New Day makes you strong. Show Me the Way. There's so many tracks, but those particular two songs are the ones that kind of stand out a lot to me, because they were, for me, like sort of the pillars of the record that we built on top of those two songs, and I particularly love those two songs because of what it's saying. And when you make a record, you're always trying to find the songs that are the pillars, that the foundation for the record. You always look for those two songs that really matter, and those songs really matter to me.
Well, what can we expect at the Tallahassee Night of Inspiration featuring Jonathan Butler?
Oh, a journey that will start off in Africa and end up in the U.S., and it will be spiritual, of course. It will also be a place of worship, a place of testimony, a place of declaration of freedom and love and joy, and that's, a lot of that.
Well, we are excited, very excited about having you come and spend the evening with us here at the Florida A&M University Lee Hall Auditorium on Friday, September 15th. Being presented by the Sugar Daddy Foundation, and they have a single parent Tallahassee Inspiration Award that they're going to be presenting on that evening as well. So
that's wonderful.
It's going to be a great night, and we are really looking forward to it.
Same here. Certainly.
Anything you want to tell our listeners in closing?
Oh no, I look forward to appearing and sharing and being there with you guys.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for your time, Jonathan.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Going on 6.
Okay.
And he drowned in a boating accident. So it doesn't matter how you got to your single parent.
In this medical moment, we're speaking on sickle cell. We're here at Tallahassee Memorial HealthCare with Dr. Tim Broeseker. Welcome, Dr. Broeseker.
Thank you.
So, sickle cell, you're a hematologist. Tell us about sickle cell. What is it and who does it affect?
Well, in the United States, it only affects African Americans, basically. And it is an inherited blood disease where there is a tendency for the red blood cells whose job it is to carry oxygen, they can become misshapen under certain circumstances, under conditions of stress to the body, etc. And those misshapen cells sort of look like sickles, the sickle that you cut grass with, so to speak. Therefore, the name. Under the microscope, when you look at these malformed cells, they look like sickles. But when that happens, then they don't flow through the small blood vessels well, and they can clog things up, and that can cause pain. And so these patients typically have episodes of pain that can be mild or severe, depending on the circumstances, and these occur on a irregular basis. For some patients it's fairly infrequent, for others it's very, very frequent. So there's a wide spectrum of severity in how the disease actually affects the patient, but that's the problem, and this is something you're born with.
So the infrequency or frequency, is that what is referred to as a crisis?
A crisis is where you have an acute episode of pain that comes on and builds up and can last for anywhere from hours to days. It will resolve in time, but in the meantime, it's pretty unpleasant, or can be.
Right. So you said you're born with sickle cell.
Right.
And how was that detected?
With a blood test, and infants are screened for that. African American babies are screened for that. They do a little heel stick typically before they go home or soon thereafter, just to screen for that. And there's other inherited diseases that are screened for as well, but that's one of them. So typically the parents are going to know that the baby has that before they ever actually start to have problems.
What is the treatment for sickle cell, and how is Tallahassee Memorial helping patients navigate with sickle cell?
We mentioned the treatment when patients have a crisis, but in between those times, there are things that we do to try to help those patients stay healthy. So making good health choices, keeping themselves
So it's
free
diet
of infections,
and exercise.
diet, exercise, keeping well hydrated. There are basic lifestyles that we try to coach people about in terms of trying to keep themselves healthy. Seeing them here on a regular basis, we find that those patients who will come in and see us every couple months or so, ask how they're doing, do preventive type measures to try to reduce the episodes of painful crisis. And again, those who are on medications, that needs to be monitored. We check their blood tests and see how they're doing. And if they need pain medication in between, we work with them as well on that. So there is a lot of things that can be done and is done as an outpatient to try to keep these folks functioning as normally as possible. That's our goal, is to try to have as normal of a life as possible, even though that's obviously challenging.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for sharing the information about sickle cell with us today.
Very welcome.
Okay. Stay tuned for more conversation. Greetings, Nicole Everett with Conversations with Nicole here at Riccardo's Restaurant, and I have a special guest with me today, Miss Melaine Williams of Sugar Daddy Foundation and Peach Communications. Welcome, Melanie.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for having me.
So you are here with us from Atlanta to talk about a Tallahassee Night of Inspiration with Jonathan Butler.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is very exciting. That's going to be taking place on September 15th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell us about the inspiration behind a Night of Inspiration.
Well, I believe inspiration is what draws people together. We saw it this week, you know, with the Houston incident, the Hurricane Harvey, how people came together. And we believe that when people are inspired, that brings community and that brings a sense of well-being all over. So we decided to bring some of that inspiration to Tallahassee, not like it needed that, it was already there. We're just here to galvanize the people and just say, hey, let's get together. Let's just have some good things going on, some goodwill, and let's just celebrate who we are. So we're just happy to make old friends. We have old friends that we're working with, and we're making new friends, like my friend Nicole.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
So tell me about Peach Communications. What do you do, and how did it get started?
Sure. Peach Communications is an organization I founded about 12 years ago, and we provide content to radio stations.
Okay.
Out of that, there was birth different events that we have. So we've had the Fantastic Challenge for kids. We've had a girlfriend's getaway called Beauty in the Beach. We'll talk about that another time off record, off camera.
Okay.
But we also are doing the Sugar Daddy Foundation, which is near and dear to my heart. It helps single working parents who have children kindergarten through college with household expenses, just to help pay the bills, just to get through those tough times. I myself, my father died when I was 5 going on 6.
Okay.
And he drowned in a boating accident. So it doesn't matter how you got to your single parent state. You know, some kids may not have even gotten to know their dad, or their dad might have left tragically or under other circumstances. But whatever that circumstance is, it doesn't diminish the fact that it gets hard sometimes. I've been in situations with my mom, I heard her begging the repo man not to take the car.
Oh, wow.
You know, I've come home and the lights have been off. She was a teacher. And when she showed me, Nicole, what she was making, when she retired after 33 years, you know, I said to myself, we've got to do something.
Gotcha.
And so the Lord has blessed me to be able to have a good income and to be able to pay it forward. And so that's what Sugar Daddy Foundation is for, to help pay for those household expenses, get through those hard times, and to say, hey, you're not alone.
The Sugar Daddy Foundation is designed to provide a grant or some funds to single parents. Not necessarily mothers, but it can be single fathers as well.
That's absolutely right.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So this Night of Inspiration is matched up with the Sugar Daddy Foundation, a portion of the proceeds?
Yes, absolutely. The portion of proceeds are going to some moms. So we're actually going to be around Tallahassee. So watch out. You never know where we're going to pop up.
Okay.
But we're going to pop up. It's called Sugar Pop-Up Moments, you know, kind of a nickname for Sugar Daddy Foundation. Sugar Pop-Up Moments, where we go and we find some moms or dads and we provide them a small grant of cash. But we also have nomination forms that are on our website, and also with our partners. There'll be a link where any single parent can go and fill out that form, and it takes less than 5 minutes to complete.
Okay.
And on September 12th, we're going to announce the winner of the Sugar Daddy Tallahassee Award. So we're naming it the Tallahassee Inspiration Award.
Okay.
So that mom or dad will get, everybody that's a finalist will get money, and then the winner will get that cash award.
Exciting, exciting.
Yes,
Well,
I get excited sometimes.
yes,
but
absolutely. It's something to get excited about. I mean, I was a single mother too, so I know that, you know, you could use that help. That would really, you know, assist with some bills or just some household expenses that, you know, it just helped lighten the load. So that's great.
Right, and I'll tell you what, even though I'm married, my husband, when he was deployed, I understand what it means to be a single parent, because when he left, he was deployed off and on for 9 years. And so when you're by yourself and you're like, okay, I've got to get this child to this practice, or I got to do this, it can be overwhelming.
Right.
And so sometimes you can't also get to that other person and you need that help. So I totally understand as well.
Well, we're going to take a break right here.
Okay.
But when we come back, we're going to talk more about the Tallahassee Night of Inspiration with
Awesome.
Jonathan Butler.
Thank you.
Okay. Stay tuned for more conversations. Just joining us, I have here Miss Melaine Williams with Peach Communications and the Sugar Foundation. We're here at Riccardo's restaurant, and we're talking about the Tallahassee Night of Inspiration that's going to be taking place here.
Yes.
So before the break, you were telling me about the nomination for a single parent and what that process is. That they can go online, fill out a form, and be put in a pool to be considered for a grant. How much is the grant for?
$1,500.
Wow.
Yes.
That is great.
Yes.
And when is the deadline for them to get those nominations in?
September 5th by midnight.
Okay, September 5th by midnight.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
And we'll get the information out to our viewers so that they can nominate folks. So we want you all to take advantage of that, because this is a great opportunity to help a needy single parent, single mom or single dad.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So Jonathan Butler is coming.
Yes. We are so excited. Who else but Jonathan Butler for this concert?
Yes.
And a portion of the proceeds are going not only to the Sugar Daddy Foundation for those winners, but also to those hurricane victims of Hurricane Harvey.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. So Jonathan Butler, tell me how did you get Jonathan Butler to come to Tallahassee to sing for us?
Right. We all love Jonathan Butler. I grew up listening to him, his music, and we said, let's take a chance and reach out. And he answered. We were like, yes.
Okay.
And so he humbly accepted our invitation to come and be part of this. And he's going to be here Friday for that concert. So.
Okay.
And he's coming along with Marcus Johnson, who's a jazz keyboardist. So we're excited to have him as well.
That's great.
And we'll be at FAMU in Lee Hall.
Okay. Now, who are some of your sponsors and partners for this event?
Yeah, we're so thankful for our friends and family that we've met that are part of our family of sponsors. And so McDonald's is one of our sponsors. We have partners over at FAMU, the Flavor Station. Keith Miles is the general manager. Shout out to him. We're thankful for our partners over at Cumulus with Johnny Beeman, who's helping with that. Also, and Joe, who comes on as well, 96.1.
The Almighty.
And then we also have our friends at Capital Outlook. They also did an article as well. So we're so very thankful for them.
Excellent. So what can people expect from this event?
They can expect to be inspired. And what I mean by that, we'll have wonderful music with Jonathan Butler, with Marcus Johnson. We'll also have the FAMU Gospel Choir to close out that night to do a finale performance, climatic inspiration there. We'll also have some giveaways, some positive spoken word. And so it's just a feel-good night.
Good,
Yes.
good deal, good deal. Now, this is the first event that the Sugar Daddy Foundation is holding, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, we founded it this year, and we also are looking forward, because it's September. It also honors the time and the memory of my dad, who died in that drowning accident as well. So.
Okay. Are you anticipating more events this year or in next year?
Yes, we are. Sugar Daddy is on the move. We'll be doing like these pop-up moments around town, so look for those on YouTube.
Okay.
We'll also be doing an event with Beauty and the Beach. That's going to also be part of it, because all my brands, everything we do will benefit the Sugar Daddy Foundation recipients.
Excellent,
Yes,
excellent.
yes.
So I have a surprise for my viewers. Miss Melanie has so graciously given us some tickets to the concert to give away to our viewers. We'll be announcing what that giveaway is, but we just want to let you know that we will be giving away tickets to that Jonathan Butler concert. So you all be on the lookout on social media, because we want you to participate in that. Anything you want to share with us in closing?
Well, we're just so thankful to be able to have this moment to speak with you. We're so honored, and we love your show.
Oh, thank you.
And we just want everybody to come out and be inspired, listen to some good music. Everybody, if you haven't heard of Jonathan Butler, come anyway. He's not a man that needs an introduction, but some of the young kids will be at FAMU's campus, so we'll be able to expose him to a new generation of music lovers who will, we know, automatically fall in love with him, and also meet Marcus Johnson. So we're looking forward to it.
Good deal. I'm glad you're doing this, and so grateful to have you with us today.
Thank you. And then I also wanted to say a shout out to one of our sponsors, the academic doctor as well. He's part of our list of tutors as well.
Zachary Richardson, yes, he's been on the show.
Okay, awesome. So there's that connection here. And so we just wanted to say shout out to him as well.
Okay, good deal. So once again, the event is on Friday, September 15th at Lee Hall on FAMU's campus at what time?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, very good. Well, we look forward to it.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you there.
All right. Well, as you all can see, our food is here. We are about to partake of this lovely Italian meal. So You all stay tuned for more conversations, and we will see you next time. All right.
Now through September 13th, mention you saw Riccardo's on Conversations with Nicole and receive 15% off your purchase during lunch only. Riccardo's, located at 1950 Thomasville Road in Tallahassee.
We'd like to thank our guest, R&B, jazz, and gospel recording artist Jonathan Butler and founder and CEO of the Sugar Daddy Foundation, Melaine Williams, for talking to us about the upcoming Tallahassee Night of Inspiration event. Join us next week at Soul Vegetarian for a discussion on total wellness with Dr. Michelle Gamble of Sankofa Healing and Enrichment and Rachel Charlop of Play Big Therapy and Learning Center. I am Nicole Everett. We'll see you next time on Conversations with Nicole. Grammy recording or nominated record.
That's all right.
Grammy nominated.
Grammy nominated. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yes, sir.